Sebastian Apostol here, who is closing up to the back of Luca Degano. He has been closing up for some time, and as they make their way through the corners, it is the case that we can see that right now Sebastian Apostol just really bearing down on the Cortec one racing machine in the West competition, racing BMW M4, and as they make their way all the way down towards Ravazza now, I do wonder as Tinko van der Velde comes into the pit, it is the case that right now the Williams eSports driver will know he's going to lose position, but look at the track surface, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it downhill there as they come down to Ravazza. It's almost bone dry in the run down there, although we have got a little bit of rain. In fact, the rain has briefly stopped, and now I do wonder, with the track becoming greasy, the rain has stopped in Sector 3. I think we've still got a little bit of rain at Sector 2 right now, but Apostol looking for the move here, and this will be for the lead as Tinko van der Velde's having his first pit stop, and it is the case right now. These two are your leaders. Apostol's looking to the inside into Tamburello. He can't quite find it. He has to back out, and as they make their way through the left-hander of turns 2 and into right-hander of 3 and then left-hander of 4, it is the case the chicane complete. Now Apostol will try to go on the offensive once again, but that dry line so noticeable right now. It's naked versus the remaining standing water on the circuit, although there's not much left, so anybody who's on overheating wet tyres is only going to feel even more pain. And you can see Degano goes defensive into the toaster hairpin, and as they make the way on through, well, you can see it's the case he can't quite find a way through Apostol right now as we ride on board here with the BMW M4 driver flashing his lights, trying to get in the head there of the Mercedes in front of him, trying to distract him as they make their way in towards Piratella. This is for the lead of the race. We've got 16 minutes to go, one more mandatory pit stop to go for these guys and the drivers behind them, with Victor Nicolai coming into the pits to clear his second stop down in P8, and we see that Degano goes deep, and it's the case Apostol can't find a way on through Acqua Minerale there as they make the way up the hill once again. But my goodness, the battle in between these two is going to go down to the wire, and every corner they battle, every second they take out one another, enables Oleg Zalobov to close up in P3 right now. He's currently 15 seconds down, but with the amount of time they've ripped out one another so far in this lap, you can imagine that 15-second deficit ain't going to last long as they make their way down towards Ravazza once again. Now it is the case that Apostol, the fastest man on circuit, is last out of 46.135. He knows he has got the pace here to get his way past the Mercedes in front of him, but where will he do it? And I do think for Apostol, he's got to try and just simply get the best possible run. And you can see on the straight here, he just does not have the speed as the rain starts to come back once again. You can see he's put the wipers on. The rain has returned. And as they make the way this time down towards the corner, will he have an opportunity? Into Tamburello. He looks through it and he goes all the way in. He commits on the brakes. There's contact between the two of them and he understeers. And I think the stewards will be taking a very close look at that one. Both drivers would argue that it's the case that the other drivers should have given them the room. I think it's more the case that Degano would argue that he was pushed off, but Apostol is going to battle him side by side down into Villeneuve, and he's going to take the lead of this race. But again, for how long, given it could be argued by some that was a push to pass, and Degano is not happy. He's coming back immediately here, wanting that position back, but my goodness, it is the case that the gloves are off between these two, and right now they are ripping time out of one another because Zavolov, that last lap, took 2 seconds out of these two, and he is closing, but they carry on fighting as Degano tries to go all the way around the outside at Piratella. You don't see that often in the dry, and in the wet, well, that is an absolute unicorn of a pass, and they keep going side by side here, down into Acqua Minerale, my goodness, and they make it through the tiniest of taps there. And I think Degano would argue, well, you gave me a tap off at Villeneuve, so I'm going to give you a tap off at Acqua Minerale, and they continue, but Degano is back into the lead of this race, but both drivers there with that contact, my goodness, it is the case, both of them now, well, we're only 2 rounds into the season, and I definitely think we have a rivalry which is going to last a lot longer than just the opening 2 rounds, because my goodness, these two absolutely relentless, and with 13 minutes remaining right now, they both want this win. And right now, Sebastian Apostol is into the pit from P2. He's decided enough's enough. He doesn't want to be behind Degano anymore. He's going for the undercut, but will this work out, or will Luca Degano, who we see here making his way in to the Tamburello chicane, fighting with the nose of the steering wheel there as the rain starts to build up on the track surface, and the track goes from greasy to damp once more. Now, where is Sebastian exactly? You can see him here making his way down right now into the braking zone for Ravazza. Well, Luca Degano has just finished his pit stop, and to give you an idea, he's making his way out right now. Oleg Zavolov is just pulling into the pit lane, and well, as he makes his way out, it's a long run as Christian Lambrini comes in, and here is Apostol as we look to the heli camera to give you an idea. Will he be able to jump him, or will he not? He makes his way past Zavolov, and he's made his way past Degano, and that means Sebastian Apostol, with 1 lap to go, less than 2 minutes to go, is now your race leader. He has made it back out ahead, and he's done it through undercutting versus Degano, and the two of them came to blows, and well, we'll have to wait and hear from the stewards. Well, I think the stewards have decided there's no further action required. Luca Degano has come out in P2, but as he makes his way on down through the left-hander of Vatsa 1, it's 1 more corner to go, and this race has ebbed and flowed for the West Competition racing driver, but in the end, I think he always knew that it was going to come his way, even with the contact with Degano, and as he makes his way to the timeline in round number 2 at Imola, it will be Sebastian Apostol from West Competition Racing who takes the win by a significant margin over Luca Degano in the end. A fantastic drive from Sebastian Apostol, and Luca Degano in the end, whilst he missed out on the win, I think a proud P2, 8.5 seconds down on the race winner,